Hello everybody and welcome back to Necroxis Plays World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor Beta. My name is Necroxis. Today we're taking a look at the third remade dungeon in this new expansion. It is Blackfathom Deeps in Ashenvale. It went over quite a significant remodeling, I guess you could say. Not only from the lore, but also the bosses. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely more they definitely went from Naga to Old Gods, which I mean I guess isn't a leap because Naga and the Old Gods are allied. So these two say, "Hey Mon, help us! The Twilight's hammer be fixing to sacrifice our green hides." And then Twilight Disciple says, "Find them, you imbeciles! Lord Bathiel will not be denied his sacrifices." They're using the new Murloc model, or the new-ish Murloc model, the one from Cataclysm. That's pretty cool. Right out of the gate, Twilight Disciples. So the Naga are pretty much almost completely gone in the instance, as you're gonna see. They are replaced with Twilight's hammer, but you'll notice they do make reference to Akumai, who was in old Blackfathom Deeps. Here is the first boss, Executioner Gore, but you don't. Oh wait, no, he's a mini boss, I believe, right? I don't remember. I've done this before once, but not recently. I did it right when the alpha started. So here's, yeah, he's a mini-boss. So he puts these piranhas in the pool, and they will go, I believe they will, since I'm such a high level, they might not hear, there they go. Yeah, they'll go after you if you jump through the water, which is kind of an interesting, you know, interesting throwback to people who don't run all the way around, they run through the water instead, which is how I've always done it. I've always thought the only way that you can get past here is running through the water, but I recently learned, well not recently, but I guess in Cataclysm I learned that there's another way you can actually go around this way, but I never did that. So they have some piranhas there just for shits and giggles for people like me who went through the water, so that's pretty cool. And then coiled rope, you can establish this and it'll let you, as you can see, they'll let you skip. So yeah, but you will get stuck on the post there because the collision's a little buggy there. So yeah, so we got Murlocs who are being used basically as cannon fodder by Twilight's hammer. They are sacrificing. Basically, what they're doing is they're sacrificing people to Akumai, and you'll see he's not a Hydra anymore. Well, he is and he isn't. You'll see when we get there. Stormmender says, "Resisting my magic is useless, Gemura. Soon you will be under my power, then I shall unleash your furies on these meddling heroes." Wait, it is too soon! Too soon, Executus! No! So, Gemuru's still a boss. He just basically spins around, I believe. Oh, well, shit. Yep, he spins around and then he shoots lightning out. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna have to take my staff off and my legendary cloak so I can show you some of the mechanics. I will say I like this remake the most out of the three that I've done so far, but that's mainly because I totally dig Old God lore. I think the Old Gods are by far the most interesting villain in this lore of this universe. I think Burning Legion, I'm done with demons. Demons can still intrigue me every once in a while. They haven't hit the level of undead or scourge, because I think the scourge and the undead and you know the undead kind of motif and villainy of the undead is totally way overblown, way overdone. I don't like it. I think it's boring. Anytime they have undead, I'm like, ugh. Let's just get through this as fast as possible. But Burning Legion, I'm close to that, but I can still deal with it. For example, you know, the Council of the Black Harvest and all that was really fascinating. I thought it was really cool how they did that. So here's another boss. It's where the Naga lady used to be, where you just swim under the water. This is Domina, the Mistress of Shadows. So, as you can see, the Old Gods will be restored. These are definitely Twilight's hammer. Tentacles. Prisoner is getting sacrificed, saying, "No, please, I don't want to die like this." She is just dancing like an insane person, so let's fight her. Who dares interrupt my sacrifice? Slay them. As you can see, that's actually the boss that used to be here on a sacrificial table. So she does Maw of Death. She kind of pukes shadow energy. And I think she does one more mechanic. Yeah, this is what she does. She summons like Rain of Fire-ish kind of things. I really like the cracking in the ground, that kind of animation. But yeah, she only does 2 mechanics, so that's all for her. And then after this, we have a kind of a big long run from all the way through here down to over here to Subjugator Korul or Korul. So the basic layout of the instance has not changed at all, but as you can see, almost all of the bosses have. We fought Gemura before, or whatever his name is, the turtle. But his mechanics changed a little bit. Before he would just spin around, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly. This time he spins around, but with lightning. This is Pabura. It's the son of Gemura. Let's kill him. Sucks for you, buddy. And then you'll see later on the only other boss, and I don't even really want to say this, but I guess I will. The only other boss that we've done before is Akumai, but Akumai is so different compared to how he is in the game right now. I can't even really say he's a boss we've done before. If anything, his lore is similar and his name is the same, but he's a totally different kind of thing. So, got some Aquamancers here. Just take them out. As you can see, again, Akumai demands more sacrifices. So before Akumai, it always was kind of weird that the Naga were here. This was before. I mean, we always knew there was an old god and Naga connection, but they never really explored it before Cataclysm, really. And by the way, there's tentacles here, so that's pretty cool. They never really explored it. So when they had the whole Akumai thing in old Blackfathom Deeps, it was like, well, it always felt kind of weird because they never that story didn't go anywhere. They were kind of just like, oh, there's a Hydra here. And somehow this little lowly Hydra is like, the chosen champion of the old gods. But it was that storyline didn't go anywhere after the instance was over. So they changed it a little bit, and I like what they changed it to. Even though I'm not a big fan of the model, because it's a reuse. Naturally, like all these bosses are, this is another reuse of a model. So this is Subjugator Korul. I believe he summons Murlocs at you. Oh no, he summons the Thingy of the Deep. What precious treasure my Murlocs have lured into me. Let's wait for him to do his thing. As you can see, the boss that used to be here has got sacrificed as well. So he does Leviathan's Grip, which he will grab you and stun you for like 6 seconds and do continual damage to you. And then he summons, if he's going to do it. There we go, Darkness Calls. He will summon, he says, rise, Akumai, and feed. But it just pretty much summons tentacles. And they will do a crush attack like that. And I got stunned again, so. This will be pretty interesting on Heroic if this is indeed becoming a Heroic. I think this is one that we know for sure is. With the mechanic of the slamming of the fist and the stun, he could use one more mechanic, in my opinion. Maybe some kind of... it's actually pretty interesting because once you kill him, all of this stuff begins happening. And the Murlocs will fight you if you are silly enough to hit them. They will all turn and hit you and fight you. So, I still think he could use one more mechanic. Actually, I think all of the bosses we fought so far. Like I said before in my other videos, I think bosses, even if it's 5-man, they need at least 3 mechanics. And a lot of the time, I don't count... here's Executioner Gore again. A lot of the times, I don't count just a spamming ability as a mechanic. That's kind of just like a filler. We haven't really seen one yet, but in the last video, in Razorfen Crawl, there were several bosses where one of their, quote, mechanics was just spamming an ability on you. Like over and over and over, like Lava Burst. One of them did Lava Burst over and over. I don't consider that a mechanic. That's more kind of just a necessary part of a boss fight to keep the pressure on by doing damage. A mechanic to me is something that like is a little bit quirky or interesting, something that's just not damage. You take damage. It's not just you take damage. You need to do something. Let's see. Fall back to the sanctum. Lord Bathiel's ritual must not be disturbed. Thruck, do not let them pass. Thruck wants treasure. So we have these two are kind of like the same. You fight them. Words are really failing me. You fight them at the same time. They are not considered bosses. They are like mini bosses. So you kill this guy, and then the Guardian of the Deep will run off, and he's kind of like, quote, a secret mini boss, I guess. But you just totally saw him run off, so he's not too secretive. So we're gonna go, and we're going to fight these guys. Now we're gonna go fight the secret boss, I guess. And then Executioner Gore finally is here. He's finally stopped, and we can fight him. I don't remember what he does, to be honest. But yeah, these little things are pretty nifty. They get summoned, they'll suck you in. But let's fight him for a second. I was hoping you would make it to me. Now I get the pleasure of removing your heads. I think he has some kind of shadow abilities. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. He does like a shadow shockwave that leaves a void zone on the ground. I think that's all he does, actually. Is that it? Yep. Alright. You're dead. Let's go and fight the whatever. I already forgot what it was called. Keeper of Deeper. Something of the Deep. Words and things. He's going to be in here. Guardian of the Deep. He's hungry for crawlers.
I need to get closer.
Let's punch his ass. Get him. Yeah. I think he does like a stun with his claw. Shattering Song. It just basically does AoE damage, and then he shoots egg sacs that summons guys, and then he devours a blue crawler when he gets low and heals up and does more damage. So we're probably not going to see most of those because since they're this low level, I kind of, you know, one-hit kill. So there's the ability. Oh, I actually managed to. So yeah, he did. He ate one of the things, and I thought he was supposed to heal, but whatever. So that's that boss. Again, once again, need another mechanic. Technically, he did have 3, I guess, in this case. He had, you know, Shattering Song. Again, Shattering Song, I don't know if I necessarily count that as a mechanic. Mechanics can definitely be damaging, and most of them are, but you can't just be damaging. It can't just be like, you take damage. It should be like, you take damage while this is happening, or if you fail to do this, then you take damage. Or you take damage, but you can mitigate by doing this. Or something like that. Or you can heal the damage that's about to be given to you if you do this. Or you can stand in a thing to mitigate the damage. So it's kind of like a weird... I know it's a weird definition. My own little way I consider it. But, you know, I think it would make bosses more interesting if they at least started out with a baseline of 3 and then worked up from there. Because Shadowmoon Valley, I keep saying Valley, Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, for as frustrating as it is, and you'll see it at some point, all of the bosses at least feel like they do enough things. And they only have like 3 mechanics, but the 3 mechanics that a lot of them have are really really visually appealing, and they're really interesting, and they take some thought to work around. So here we are in this room. This used to be populated by a bunch of Murlocs. And now it's Twilight Lord Bathiel, who is a Twilight Ascendant. Basically a dude who has been merged with a elemental spirit and has become that weird draconic looking elemental thing. Let's punch him and see what he has to do. So before I kill you, know this, heroes, Akumai will devour this world. So basically the whole culmination of this instance's story is them trying to allow this guy enough time to resurrect Akumai. And shocker, by the time that you kill him, he's been resurrected. So he does a heal on himself, but he also does piercing ray at the same time. And he shoots these little things out and summons restorative waters, which will heal him when they get to him, as we're going to see. There they go, see? Boop, 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 boop. Supposed to kill him, obviously. What else does he do? He only does those two mechanics. That's, I could have sworn I remember him doing something else. So yeah, that's him. Only two mechanics again. Wow, look it. You've won nothing, fools. Akumai rises. Who would have thought that happened? This is pretty nifty. These two things. And I believe you have to stamp out the fire. Yeah, that's what you have to do. The old god whispers. Oh, the old gods whisper. Our herald, Akumai, rises from the depths. You have earned the honor of being the first he devours. I like how it's just the old gods. All of them are just speaking. So yeah, as you're making your way to his room, you have the tentacles here. You can fight them or you can run by them, honestly. You don't have to fight them, but, you know, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, man. I don't care. It's up to you. So we're getting to Akumai. He's at the same place that he used to be when he was a Hydra. Technically, I guess he is still a Hydra. They still call this a Hydra, but it's the... it just basically reuses the boss model from, as you can see, from Throne of Thunder. Whatever that boss's name is, I don't even remember. The one that has 6 heads, or 5, or what is it, 3? 3 heads. His mechanics are different, but I don't even know if we're going to see all of them. So, yeah, he spits at you. And then he does, let's see. Yeah, so there's the spit. That's the one quote mechanic. And then he will do other things, eventually. Tearing the Void, here we go. Which, I don't know what did that do? Oh, he summoned a tentacle. Then he, like, pukes a bunch of shit everywhere. Because I killed one of his tentacles, so he's thrashing in agony. Come on. I know you want to do more. I like how the punch for the Forsaken's like not even a punch. It's like a scratch. So there you go. He summoned another head. This one is not nearly as much health. And he will become thrashing in pain. And when you kill it, same with this. He will gradually take damage as you are killing the other heads. But I don't think he takes damage when you do the tentacle. No. Oh, he does. He takes damage. Let's see what this says. So he takes the head and the appendages. And then he does falling debris, I believe, when you're about to kill him. Oh, shit. Well, I critted him with my melee attack, so you didn't see that part. But then he does basically a falling debris attack. Kind of like, I don't know, what... Those of you guys who rated Gruul, he has an attack like that where he caves in the ceiling. It looks like that. So, I mean, definitely enough mechanics for when it's heroic. It's definitely going to be pretty challenging. Because, you know, you have to deal with the head, you have to deal with the spit, you have to deal with the tentacles coming up. You have to deal with the cave-in. So, there you go. That's Blackfathom Deeps remake. I like it a lot more. Old Gods, always a big fan. I feel like there's an actual theme to the instance now, instead of just kind of a hobbled together mess of just Naga and old gods with no explanation, which is what it was before. But as I've said with the other 2 instances, the bosses need like one more mechanic. They need one more thing, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't like a lot of bosses where you just stand there and you just do your rotation. Like, that's fine if you have like DPS checks for like, you know, patchwork or something, if you want to have those once in a while, but a lot of these, I know, even if they are at heroic, you're just going to be standing there and shooting or using your abilities, which, not that interesting. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Next time we will try, I will try at least, to get some Ubers, Upper Blackrock Spire footage for you, or maybe Shadow Moon Burial Grounds, or maybe somehow another zone will open up by then, so who knows. Thanks for watching, everyone, once again, and stay tuned for more World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor beta footage, because, you know, hey, I'm having fun doing it. I'm hoping you guys are finding it interesting, because, maybe you're not in the beta or couldn't get in or didn't get in or haven't gotten in yet, and you want to experience all of the awesomeness like I am. So thank you if you are doing that with me, and I will see you guys next time. So farewell.